Guys, for the first 3 plays we missed. You want it? You want it, fool? We are? Can I sit down until he gets here? God, feisty little.
All right. Get this guy out. This guy needs to move. Where's Keller? Where's Keller?
Are we live?
Whatever.
Purple jerseys with gold trim and white pants, gold helmets. Buford in their white jerseys with gold and green.
Welcome, game fans. We're here with Play on Sports here at Wyman Field. I'm joined by Ben Forty and David Mitchell. Sorry, missed a little bit of the action here. Buford deferred. They won the toss, and they kicked off to the Cartersville Hurricanes. So, Ben, I know you got some pregame stuff ready for us. Why don't you give us some of the advantages on both teams?
Well, we're cut short on time, but advantages, in terms of advantages, we have one huge thing I found about Buford High School. They really take advantage of this. Most teams can access this, but don't really take advantage of it. It's the open enrollment. That means they have to pay if they're not in the region to play on the football team or go to this school. And wow, right out of the gate, we see some big plays happening. This should be an exciting one.
Indeed, it will be an exciting game. You saw a great pass there by the quarterback, number 10, Brooks Barden. We already know he has a lot of college. Already looking at him. We'll get you more information about him later. But looks for him to be making great passes all game long.
Yeah, Brooks Barden has led the offense to 40 points or more in the regular season. Really an amazing stat if you talk about in terms of an offense. Really a strong offense.
And it looks like the ref blew that last one dead. Not sure what the call was. Looks like the Hurricanes are on about the 33-yard line with a 1st and 10, set up in a 4-receiver wide set with Barden's got a running back to his right. And here's the snap. And he's got a man. And another complete pass. It's a gain of about 15 yards, maybe 14. That'll bring the Hurricanes down to about the 49-yard line. Ben, that was another great pass by Barden there.
Yeah, this is a guy we're not going to get tired of talking about. Really an also amazing kid. Not only that, but really a tremendous athlete.
And you know he's surrounded by a bunch of great receivers out there. We see close to our side, number 5, that's T.L. Ford. And here's a run to number 32, and he's got some space. He's down the sideline. Pushed out at about the opposing 33-yard line, but there is a flag on the play in the area of holding.
Yeah, at the beginning of the game, that's exactly what you don't want to see, especially with this offense driving down the field so great. You don't want to see a penalty such as an executional fault. You know, coaches praise this kind of thing all week, all year, pretty much, and early in the game, that's not what you want to see. So we're also joined here by David Mitchell. David, thoughts on the game so far?
It looks like a great game so far. The quarterback for Cartersville is looking at some great receivers. He's got some open lanes with the running back, and the sweep was doing pretty well. So
indeed. That was a penalty. That'll bring the Cartersville Hurricanes back. It'll be about 1st and 12 now. Barden's back in the shotgun, and it's a draw. And the Wolves are having none of that. They snuffed it right out. Now, Ben, why don't you tell us about this giant Buford Wolves defensive line?
Oh, giant Buford defensive line. Many players actually go both ways. For example, excuse me, hold on 1 second. Yeah, Josh Cadalio really plays both ways. We'll talk about him later. He's actually verbally committed to Georgia. Another great player for the Buford defense.
As you just saw there, Barden tried to catch the defense offsides, but not quite getting there. And you see has another receiver open over the middle. It's caught, number 14, that's Hayes Lynn. That's another 1st down for Cartersville. And this looks like something we might be seeing all night.
Absolutely. Hayes Lynn, really one of his go-to guys. He has 38 catches this season, 568 yards, 8 touchdowns. A marvelous athlete. We'll hear his name a bunch today.
And it's a sweep to the right to number 32. That's his. Oh, look. And, he's tackled out of bounds. Home fans do not like it. I thought it was a late hit, But there will be no flag on the play. That was number 32 on the run. That's Kalen Heath. And looks like the Hurricanes are staying in this spread formation, shotgun with 2 receivers spread out. It's working, Ben, so why change it?
Yeah, all season they've been really coming out of the spread formation. You know, a lot of passing game. With lefty quarterback, sometimes that can affect your play call, but really not affecting this Coach Barden.
There, another call that maybe the refs have missed, but the home fans are not happy about it. That was a tunnel screen caught by number 7, Mark Quatawam. Excuse me if I messed up that pronunciation. But it's now 3rd and about 12, and let's see what Barden's got here. He checks to the sideline, looks for the coach, make the play at the line.
3rd and 12 from the Buford 40-yard line, just inside the 40. Barden back to pass.
And he's got a man. It's number 14 again, and he breaks the tackle. Still on his feet. Still moving. Dragging defenders.
Whoa.
The ball popped out late, but I think the refs blew it dead on that play. That's a gain of about, call it maybe 30 yards there. A great 3rd down conversion by the Hurricanes.
Absolutely. Early in this game, this is exactly what they got to do. They got to drive down the field, get a quick score. The first drive for both teams usually sets a tone, you know? That gives not only the other team an idea of what you're made of, but also yourself.
The handoff to number 32 again, Kalen Heath. He tries to pick up a couple yards there.
He'll pick up a couple yards on the play.
You know, Cameron, sitting in this environment, it's absolutely crazy. I mean, both sides, packed house, you know, right in the center of the city. It's a beautiful arena. We're here at Weinman Field. Really just a crazy place to be right now.
So, David, you know, you can see that, of course, the home team's always going to bring fans, but what can you say about these Buford fans making the trek all the way out to Cartersville?
Yeah, even though we're in Cartersville, the Buford side of the stadium is packed, and it's a good morale booster for the Wolves.
Indeed, indeed. And the Hurricanes are staying in this hurry-up offense. Barden being the great leader of this offense, you know, being able, managing for them to keep the defense on their toes and not giving them any rest.
Yeah, there's just an offsides call, Cameron, on the Hurricanes, and I think oh no, it was actually on the Wolves.
And now it's 2nd and
yes, that'll make it 2nd and about 4 yards.
Cartersville moving the football down the field.
It's a handout. Oh no, quarterback keeper.
Kept it.
And he's close to the 1st down.
From our vantage point, tough to see exactly how close he is.
We'll bring up a 3rd and short for Barden.
Absolutely. I think head coach Frank Barden right now is doing a great job. He's having his team drive down the field. This is his first time in the semis since 2004. And he's really showing, you know, he's been looking forward to this all year. This is what their team strives to do. One more win and they're in the dome. The team's very excited, both sides.
Barden checks the sideline again. He's got 3 receivers to the near side. He moves his back to his left. Here's the snap, drops back. And it's incomplete. Had a man over the middle. That was number, let me check that. It's number 3. Or that might be 2, excuse me. No, that is number 3.
What?
That's Josh Cooper.
Yeah.
And that'll bring up a 4th down and short. And it looks like the Hurricanes will go for the sure points, hopefully, and kick a field goal.
Hazelin will hold the snap. Preston Slump, a senior place kicker.
Number 16 to kick.
So this will be a 20-yard
That's
field goal attempt by
Preston Slump. And it is good. That'll bring our score now to Cartersville 3, Buford Wolves 0. So getting points on the first drive, that's very important. Can you expand more on that, Ben?
Yeah, right out of the gate, we're seeing both teams really playing aggressive. Cartersville came out big this first drive, you know, driving down the field, really in hurry-up offense, spread formation. It'll be interesting to see if their scheming changes throughout the game. But it's nice to see early in the first quarter being aggressive, you know, trying to capitalize when both teams can be vulnerable.
And also, it will be interesting to see if this Buford defense will be able to keep up with this hurry-up offense that the Hurricanes are running. Being a player in high school football, playing against hurry-up offense is one of the worst things ever, especially Buford having so many people going both ways, possibly getting tired. I know Buford has a lot of depth, may be able to, you know, switch in some new guys, not be able to lose any people on the line there.
Absolutely. I mean, coming up in your 3A, some would call that a disadvantage, last year being in 2A, but really they've rose to the occasion. Even though graduating 21 of 24 starters last year. Actually, 13 of those 21 are playing significant D1 football right now. That's a crazy stat, but really Buford Wolves are rising to the occasion and performing to the best of the best competition.
Back deep for the Wolves is number 21 and number 25. And he's caught in the end zone and tried to take it out there for a second, but high school rules as that's an automatic touchback, and the Wolves will take over at the 20-yard line. Now, what do you think about this Buford offense that's coming in? They might be a pretty run-heavy offense. How about that workout for them?
Absolutely, but I mean, we just saw the kicking game. That's going to play a huge factor in this game. Absolutely. I mean, last week we saw it at GAC, we saw it in 2A, we see it 3A. No matter what we're talking about, special teams in the kicking game can make those 3 points a huge difference in this football game.
It's a jet sweep to the left, and he puts a move on the man. That's number 21 for the Wolves, Thomas Wilson. Picks up about 6 yards. Give him that.
Yeah, this offense is really aggressive. This Buford team is known for their offense. They scored at least 31 points per game since losing to Gainesville in early September. Gainesville is actually a 5A school, but that was one of their first losses. Really, their only loss. That they had 3 losses this year. They're 10-3, but 2 of them were forfeits. We'll talk about them later in the game.
Great defensive play there. Dontravius Wilson on the carry. He's brought down immediately. That'll bring up third and about 4 yards. And at quarterback right now is number 10, Taylor Mitchell. Do you have any scouting reports on him?
Well, we have many scouting reports on the rest of the people. I mean, we'll get to those later in the game. But yeah, Montgomery Van Gorder is sharing time with Taylor Mitchell. It'll be interesting to see what the coaches are thinking throughout this game. I mean, this reminds me kind of Notre Dame early in the season with the 2 quarterbacks. Yeah, so far we see Taylor Mitchell out there doing a great job so far driving down the field.
Taylor Mitchell, and it's blown dead. There's a flag on the play. It may be a delay of game here. We'll see what the call is. And the Wolves are backing up, expecting, and that will be, I'm not sure what that was. Maybe a legal procedure there. But that'll back up the Wolves and make it 3rd and long. Now an even harder conversion to make. Big play right here early in the game.
Yeah, on the other side of the stands, you can see head coach Jess Simpson really not happy about that call.
And he's got a man. That's number, who's that?
44, I believe.
Number 44 for the Wolves. Mike Bart. Great catch over the middle. Sort of a big tight end type.
Yeah, that's
Tony Gonzalez.
Mikey Bart. He's a senior this year. He's 6'3", 245. Huge kid. I would not want him to run into me.
Yeah, it's amazing that he can catch those passes even though he's 245. So he can stay on his feet even when he does.
Big conversion for the Wolves. That'll bring up first down as they take over they bring the ball up to the 43-yard line. They rush up to the line.
It's interesting to see how this Buford pass. Oh, there's a flag.
And there's another flag. Again, in the position of holding. We'll see what the call is, though.
Early in this game, like I said earlier, this is terrible for the offense and the defenses. This is not how you want to kind of show yourself, especially early in this game. You do not want to see the offenses get a bunch of penalties like this. It really sets you back.
Cartersville in their home stadium this year.
There's been a lot of conflict on the field after the whistle has been blown. Let's see how that plays out in the 4th quarter. I think there's a lot of tension between the 2 teams.
Absolutely. Emotions are high. This is Georgia high school football semifinal game 3A. I mean, emotions are high. They're vulnerable. This is when one of the teams is going to... Yeah, absolutely. This is when one of the teams is going to take advantage.
And we've already seen 3 fights. And maybe one has been called, but...
It looks like that must have been a personal foul penalty as they back up 15 yards. Now making it, making it a 1st and 25 yards now. Number 10, Taylor Mitchell, trying to lead his team, trying to get another conversion here.
And they might have to pass him, and most of the plays have been rushes. And we saw that one pass to the tight end, Mikey Bart.
And it is a pass.
Oh.
And the quarterback will keep it himself. hit hard by number 14 on the defensive side, the Hurricanes. That's Hayes Lynn playing both ways, also a receiver. But Mitchell is able to pick up about 10 yards there, bringing it closer to that first down marker. Still quite far away, bringing 2nd and 12, David, but they're making progress.
Yeah, so far this game, we've only seen Dontravius Wilson out there. He's a fantastic player. He's a senior. But also later in the game, we'll see Xavier Hoxie and Joshua Thomas. They create a strong running game, which will help set up the play-action pass later.
Mitchell's under center, and they'll hand off to Dontravius Wilson. He tries to put a move, and a great tackle made by number 1, Devin Henderson, for the Hurricanes. That'll bring about a no gain on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and long. Another tough conversion situation here for the Wolves. Great defense we're seeing early here by the Hurricanes, Ben.
Absolutely, absolutely. Offensive line-wise, we talked about it earlier, Josh Cardellino and Nick Polino are 2 studs on the line, you know. Well, it will be interesting to see how they play throughout the game.
Mitchell's in the shotgun. Let's get the snap rolling out right. And the pass is caught. That's the number 23. He's out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. It's number 23. That's Trey Neal. Another great 3rd down conversion. You know, we're seeing a lot of great play on first to 2nd down here by the Hurricanes, but then they sort of fall apart when they need it the most. What sort of differences should the coach be making here, Ben? What do you think?
Well, Coach Jess Simpson, really a great coach. Differences he's got to make is this is when he just got to trust in his team. Early in this game, they just got to feel each other out. By the 2nd, 3rd quarter, I feel like the coach will know what he's supposed to do, and the players will know their jobs, and they'll be ready to keep going.
Another tackle for loss. That's number 18 for the Hurricanes. That's Eric Camps. And the run game is not getting off to a good start here, David.
Yeah, but it seems like that's the only outlet they've been using. They only had about 1 pass, and then when the quarterback, Taylor Mitchell, tried to pass, he didn't see any lanes, so he had to keep it.
And Buford is a very run-heavy offense, likes to use a very run-heavy offense. They like to go in the double tight and just power right through. Ben, what do you know about that?
Absolutely, absolutely. The Dontravius Wilson's rushed for over 1,000 yards single-handedly, not including the shared time he has with the 2 other receivers. The Buford Wolves definitely like to start off the games, run heavy, and then slowly digress to a more passive offense.
Now on the carry, that was Joshua Thomas. He's actually a sophomore. It's a big thing playing as a sophomore at Buford High School, knowing that they put out a lot of great Division I athletes. Being able to play as only a sophomore is a great accomplishment by itself. It'll be 3rd and about 6 or 7 here.
Speaking of scholarships, Buford has signed 78 players to scholarships since 2000. 37 have been to big D1 schools. Really just a huge powerhouse, I would say, these Buford Wolves are.
And that pass was intended for number 23, Trey Neal, but it was incomplete. Almost made the great catch, and that'll bring up a punting situation for the Wolves. And looks like back deep for the Hurricanes is number 3. That is Josh Cooper. And Ben, you spoke earlier about special teams and how important they are. Not allowing any blocked punts and making sure you have great coverage on these punts. Maybe even getting it down inside the 5-yard line is important.
Josh Cooper for Cartersville to let it go
and that'll be a touchback.
Absolutely. Last week when we broadcasted the GAC game, we never thought it'd actually come down to the final few seconds with the special teams, but it did. And that was the reason GAC won the football game. Special teams are huge for both the offenses.
Indeed. So Buford coming out on their first drive, not getting any points, but being able to drive down the field quite a bit. What do you think will happen on the next drive, David?
I think the rushing offense is working pretty well for Buford, but like Ben said before, if they roll out the play action and they can trick the Hurricanes, then I think they might be a little more successful next time, at least getting 3 points.
And it looks like Barnes back out on the field in the shotgun. Fake a handoff. And this man runs a double route. That's number 14. He makes a diving catch, and it is complete at the 46-yard line. Make that 47, actually. That's number 14 again, Hayes Lynn. He's already got 3 or 4 catches in the game so far.
And I think that's the major difference between these two teams right now. The Hurricanes are showing that they can pass and make passing lanes and cut right through the Wolves' defense, whereas the Buford Wolves aren't really getting that pass offense that they want.
The Hurricanes definitely having way more success on the offensive side of the field right now than the Wolves. Barton will be under center. He's got 3 receivers out to hand off again to number 32. That's Kalen Heath again, brought down in the backfield.
Speaking about this pass offense, that's pretty much what we're going to look forward to seeing for the rest of the game. I mean, Brooks Barton threw his 37th and 38th touchdown pass last week, and he has 166 for 297, passing for over 2,500 yards, with only 2 interceptions. Really an accurate guy. He gets it out there, doing a great job this season.
And he's sacked. Great defensive, great rush there by the Wolves. That's number 44. We saw him make a big catch on the other side of the ball for the Buford Wolves. That's Mike Bart. He's showing his versatility, being able to become a very good pass rusher as well as a tight end.
Absolutely. Mikey Bart's a senior, 6'3", 245. We saw him earlier, that great catch, and he's playing both ways, doing a great job so far this game.
Buford comes again with the blitz, and they have a tunnel screen set up. Decent gain on the play for the Hurricanes, but not enough for the first down. That'll bring up 4th and about 6. Punting situation, and they'll bring out the punting unit.
That was Mark Quattlebaum back there to make that catch. He has 29 catches this year, 415 yards, 6 touchdowns. If looking at these stats, it's crazy numbers these quarterbacks and receivers are getting. I mean, up there with some of the best of the best.
And it's interesting to see how this Buford defense came out here the second time.
And the punter shanks it. Only about a 20-yard punt, It's down at about the 30-yard line, and the Buford Wolves will take over. Great stand this time by the Buford defense. You know, they might have made some adjustments there after the first drive, seeing what the Cartersville Hurricanes were doing, and they'll try to get something started here on offense now.
And hopefully this 20 extra yards that they're getting will help their offense get into the end zone this time.
13 seconds here in the
And Taylor Mitchell line up. Looks like he will be under center. He's got an I formation, 1 receiver out to his right.
And the quarterback now is Montgomery.
Again, like I said before, they like to line up in this double tight end formation, try to power right through the opposing defense. Montrevious Wilson brought down again there for a short gain. And what is this? What do you think that this Hurricane defense is doing? You know, to contain this very, very strong Buford run game we've seen so far.
Well, I was walking in here, I saw this humongous building. I looked in and I saw it was a film room. So I bet all week and all year they've been preparing for this run game, really showing it out right now, showing the great coaching and the hard work that's been going into stopping this run game.
And I'm sure they've scouted very well. We've got some stats here coming in from our amazing stat person, Christian Perdue. Thank him very much. So what do we got here? What the? Excuse me there.
So we talked about Dontrevious Wilson earlier. He's got so many offers from so many a variety of schools. Name a few here: Mississippi State, Southern Mississippi, Georgia State, Georgia Southern, Cincinnati, Arkansas State, but has committed to Western Kentucky.
28 to 110.
143 passing, 913 rushing.
Say that again.
So really just a tremendous athlete, Dontrevious Wilson. Single-handedly has rushed for over 1,000 yards. We said that earlier, not including the 2 other running backs that create a great running game, which really they're lacking so far this game. This is when they really just got to come out of their shell and drive down the field.
Mitchell will line up. He's got 2nd and about 9. On Travius Adams back in the backfield again, or Wilson, in the backfield again. They line up with that wide receiver split out to his right this time. Handoff to the left side. Wilson picks up about, say, 3 or 4 yards, bringing up to third and about 3 yards.
And it looks like we're joined by our very own
Taylor Austin, bringing in the funk, trying to bring in some more. Excuse me, he's bringing in some more great commentating skills. So we welcome him. What's going on, Keller?
Thank you for having me. We apologize for some of our difficulties with the people in front of our camera. We're going to try to get that fixed as soon as possible, and we will try to get 2 cameras up and running by halftime.
Absolutely, look forward to seeing that. We haven't talked much yet, but we're here with Play on Sports.
Ooh.
Wow.
A big hit there. It was a fullback dive right up the middle. Looked like he was about to get the first down. Then a huge hit made by a Hurricane defender. See, stopping him short of the first down. Looks like Buford will be going for it here. It's 4th and short. They do have a very, very large offensive line, as you said before, Ben. So not that risky of a play here, but definitely could be some repercussions.
Absolutely. This Cartersville team is known for their defense, really strong defense. They've held 6 teams to 7 points or fewer this season. A tremendous stat. I mean, this is going to be a brawl between Buford's known as their offense and they're known as their defense. Oh, he drives through
up to the
there.
line, and he trucks a couple guys, gets down, gains about 10 yards. It's plenty for the first down.
That's Xavier Hoxley. We haven't said his name. We haven't said his name yet. He's 5'11", 185. They like to bring him out when they need short yardage, like we saw there. Big first down for the Wolves.
Taylor Mitchell will take over again now, this time from about the 47-yard line. And plays blown dead by the referees. We'll see what's going on.
Just trying to get the chains fixed.
4th and short, and he knew his team could do it.
How about that gutsy call by Buford, though?
Definitely some guts there. Possibly giving the Hurricanes the ball back in their field position. But if you make the conversion, then everyone loves you. But if you miss it, then everyone hates you. It's all on the head coach.
Only down 3 points. You'd maybe consider punting it there. Put Cartersville back in their own territory, pretty deep, maybe around the 10-yard line, depending on the strength of their punter's leg. Very gutsy call, but gave it to their big man. What was he, Ben? 5'11"?
185.
185. That is a big man.
1st and 10 for actually a new quarterback in. That's Montgomery Van Gorder. And he'll hand it off to the left.
And that just shows the amount of versatility both teams have, substituting guys at will and doing a great job. And before we talked about that gutsy call, that just shows Jess Simpson. That shows a little personality. I mean, great coach. Actually, word on the street is he's got a bunch of offers from big-time schools for a head coach. Really, they got a pretty good deal going on here at Buford High School. Doesn't look like he's going to be going anywhere.
Buford's been able to build sort of a dynasty here in Georgia, winning many state championships in the past 10 years, losing only 4 or 5 games really in the past 5 years that I can think of. The handoff, Dontravius Adams, he finds some room up the middle. That's a first down, Keller.
Well, that was just a great play on 2nd and 5 or so. Hand the ball up the middle, just the line opened up a hole. Just great job by Dontravius Wilson on that run.
We spoke about Dontravius Wilson already. 5'11", 215, a huge man down there. Also with some great speed, hard to bring down.
And Cameron, one thing you notice is the size of this Buford line. Some of their tackles are huge, about 6'4" and 6'5", pretty easy to open up lanes.
Definitely. Having a large offensive line is the best thing for any running back to have. Dontravius Wilson is brought down, maybe got 1 yard there. Kind of was hitting the backfield, but able to make something out of nothing there.
Absolutely. Nick Polino had a huge block there. Only a sophomore, but 6'2", 230. Really showing a huge offensive line here. See if they can get the running game going.
Cameron, it looks like these running backs for both teams are more finesse guys. This is the quick snap. Again, that fake.
Oh, and he passes to number 30, a little flip up to number 30, who is that David Curry. That'll get a gain on sort of a broken play there, about 7 yards. That'll bring him 3rd and short, Keller.
Sophomore, making a big impact early. We saw that play in the first quarter where Montgomery was able to roll out and run for a good 12 or 13 yards on their 1st and 25. That was the same play, but the Cartersville defender came after him in the backfield, and he was able to flip it out to his running back.
And able to make a pretty athletic move to avoid the defender and also make the great pass. And it looks like there was a call down on the field. We may have missed it. It's a penalty against the Wolves. That'll bring them back.
That's killer.
That'll now bring up 2nd, about 13. Not what the Wolves want to see right now.
That's a huge momentum shift for the Buford Wolves, coming with the 4th down conversion and the drive going this well. That's not what you want to see, that kind of setback. Really throws an offense back a lot.
8 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Mitchell sends his running back out to the left. He'll drop back. 3-step, but it's knocked down by the Hurricane defender. That is number 24, I believe. Greg Davis makes a great play batting down the ball. That'll bring up 3rd and long. Mitchell will come out. Oh, this time I forgot we switched quarterbacks, actually. That's his Van Gorder. He's in the shotgun, he'll roll left. Heavy rush coming in. He gets the pass off. He's got a man. That's number 3 for the Wolves. Brought down to about the, let's say, 2-yard line.
Grant Hall, the senior.
Great catch. Getting some yards after the catch. Also getting it down inside the goal line.
But we have a flag, a huge play. It would have been 1st and goal.
Really some crazy athleticism out here on the field. It's Georgia High School football, brought to you by the Peanuts of Georgia. We'll be talking about that all game.
Oh yeah, we also forgot, you want to like Play On Sports on Facebook and also follow us on Twitter. If you send in any tweets, hashtag GHSA football, tell us your name and where you are. You don't have to tell us your full name, but we'll give you a shout out here up in the booth.
And there we go. As you can see on the screen, we're sponsored here on Play On by Peanuts, energy for a good life.
Make sure you get them peanuts. And it looked like that big play there for the Wolves. Brought them all the way down to the goal line. Is now being brought back. Excuse me. Not sure what the call was there. That brings up 3rd and 20.
Early in this game, there's been a lot of confusion on both sides. The coaching staffs are not very happy right now. Hopefully, in the second quarter, they'll be able to figure these kind of things out.
A little misdirection play there. Wilson breaking tackles, but only able to get about 10 yards. Good run, not enough for the first.
Cameron, one thing I've noticed is that this Cartersville defense is very strong, especially against the run. That was a 3rd and 18 play, and Buford decided to run for it. They gain 8 yards, but when you're at a 3rd and 18, you really don't have to cover the inside. You have to protect more on the backside in the deep 2-shell. And they've been very strong, and it looks like Buford's going to go for it on 4th and 10 or 11 from the Cartersville 32 or 33-yard line.
Another gutsy call, just like you said before. And Van Gorder drops back, and he's got it, man. Oh, it's batted up in the air and picked off. Oh, no, actually incomplete. Incomplete. Excuse me. And now the Hurricanes will now take over, maybe in a good play to bat that ball down as they'll get better field position. Yep. Taking over now at the, let's see, where do they line
33.
33-yard line.
Even though, go ahead.
No, you got it.
Even though that was 4th down, when you see a ball batted up that high for so long, as a quarterback, that gives you a heart attack. You never want to see your receiver, if anything, batted down instead of up. But 4th down, that actually wouldn't have hurt because that would have gave them better field position. Smart decision.
And it looks like we got some shout-outs ready for you here. Ben, you want to name these? We got one here.
Of course. Here we got Lindsay and Walt. Thanks, Lindsay and Walt. Going early for the Bobcats.
Picked up about 7 yards on the play. Brings up second.
And that play looks like it may be coming back. Another penalty flag is thrown there. And yes, it will be coming back. And that is legal procedure on the offense. That'll make it 1st and 15 for the Hurricanes as Barden looks to put some points on the board. 6:40 left to go in the second quarter.
First quarter.
Second quarter.
Second quarter, excuse me.
He's got 3 receivers out to his left, 2 to his right, and he brings his running back to his left side.
And there's the snap. He drops back.
Goes a screen out to number 32. He's got room to run. Down, picks up about 12 or 13 yards there, Keller. Pretty good play there.
Well, he was motioned around the side from the right side to the left side and then went out on a swing pass. Everybody thought it'd be a run back to the right side. Just a little swing pass out to Kalen Heath, their running back. Only a sophomore, making a big impact early in his career at Cartersville.
So far this game, we've seen, at least I've noticed, their receivers running very sharp routes. I've seen a lot of football games. I've never seen such prestige routes run by these receivers.
Oh, and a little bit of pushing there at the end. That's number 14 intended on the pass. That's Hayes Lynn, excuse me. And it looks like there will be a flag on the play for pass interference against the Wolves.
Cameron, if I was that referee, I'd call that an uncatchable ball. That was thrown about 6 yards past the receiver there. I just don't think that ball had a chance of being caught.
And that'll bring up, let's see, yeah, I guess that'll be an automatic first down.
Call holding.
Oh, holding. I guess not pass interference. That's a different call. Still a first down for the Hurricanes. So take over at the 50-yard line now.
Hardy Chevrolet scoreboard, Gainesville leading Whitewater 14-0. That is the first meeting between those two schools. Here
And we've got 6 minutes and 23 seconds left in the first half. Really an exciting game so far. It will be interesting to see who comes out with the W here. Maxwell's predictions, Buford by 3, but who knows? It's anyone's game.
quarter of play.
There have been a lot of penalties in this game, Cameron.
Yeah.
At least 6 or 7 in the first quarter. And now at least 3 or 4 in this quarter and 2 back-to-back.
Definitely some sloppy play we're seeing here early. A couple holding calls, a couple, let's see, a couple, it was holding calls and offsides penalties. Now we want to see in a screen out to the right. Number 32 again. He puts a move on the man. He's got the first down all the way down to the 30. That's number 32 again. Kalen Heath, the sophomore, making plays out there. Who cares if he's a young man? He's still going to play with the big boys out here, Keller.
Well, that was a great play. He went around the left side and then into. He went around the left side and then ran a crossing route.
It seems like we might have some technical difficulties. Sorry about those viewers.
And Heath has got some size on him. 1st and 10 now from the Buford 30. Barden looking.
No matter what they're saying, we're going to keep going.
Just out of the reach of the wide receiver, Gordon Gray. And nice coverage down there by Jordan. It was excellent coverage on the play.
Thought we had some technical difficulties there, but I believe we are back on air.
It looks like Barden will come back out now. 2nd and 10. He's looking to the sideline for the call. He'll bring 2 of his receivers over to the right. Oh no, bring only 1 over, so being doubles on both sides.
It's interesting. As you can see, the quarterback taking a long time looking over at those signs. Usually you don't want to do that as a coach because then sometimes the other teams can
Fires downfield, and it's going to be
take off their play and kind of know what they're doing.
Oh, and
There's
another
another
late
flag.
hit. Another flag called. That's another late hit by Buford Wolves. Looks like the man might have been out of bounds after he dropped the pass. Really didn't even need to make any sort of contact with him. And that'll give the Hurricanes another first down, Keller.
Well, that's just a stupid play by the Buford Wolves. You got to be more disciplined than that. The player was clearly out of bounds, just a late hit. But the referees are really wanting these teams to play a clean game tonight. There's been a lot of penalties, as we mentioned before. And this game could come down to the penalties, Cameron. It's tough to score a lot when you're always going back, or it's hard to stop somebody when you're giving them easy yards, 15 and 10 yards on holding and pass interference.
And Ben, I'm willing to make a bet. Whichever team has the least amount of penalty yards at the end of the game will have the more points at the end of the game.
You're on, Cameron. You're on. How about we bet 3 dimes?
Oh, and the tunnel screen that scores a touchdown. That's number 7, Mark Qualobum. Great pass there thrown by Barden as his blockers were able to get out on the tunnel screen, create a great lane for Qualobum to just run right up. Really didn't have to make any moves, just ran right into the end zone.
Cameron, we've seen that tunnel screen numerous times tonight. It's only gained about 5 or 6 the first 3 or 4 times, but that one had perfect blocking. The whole left side of the line went out to lead block for that receiver. He was just able to weave his way through and get the touchdown.
And a great call there by Frank Barden, the head coach here for the Hurricanes. That'll bring our score to now 10-0. The home Hurricanes now getting up by 10 points with 5:38 left in the second quarter.
Yeah, please excuse that shaking in the camera because it's pandemonium over here on the Cartersville side. Fans are going crazy. All you can see is purple, purple, purple everywhere.
Can I ask a question, though?
Of course.
What is a purple hurricane? Is that just like a stormy hurricane?
It's like they rate hurricanes on a level, and purple's like way up there with like aggressiveness and, intensity. Really showing well for these purple hurricanes out here.
And we can take this time to give a shout out to our sponsors again. Georgia Peanut Farmers powered this broadcast here at Play On Sports. Also remember to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And still waiting for some more shout out requests here. Hashtag GHSA football. Send us in your shout out request.
Absolutely, with 5 minutes and 38 seconds. They kick a little bit of a squib.
It's going to bounce at the 20-yard line. It's going to be picked up there by Buford, by Joshua Thomas. He'll get down to the 28-yard line before he's wrapped up and pushed backwards. So Buford will start with the football inside their own 30. With 5.5.
That ball will be on the 25-yard line for Buford to start this next drive. That was Joshua Thomas with the return, number 26, a 6', 196-pound running back and linebacker. You really don't want that guy coming at you, Ben.
Also a sophomore. As we've heard so far this game, we've had a lot of sophomores. A fantastic stat we heard earlier this game, 21 out of the 24 starters last year graduated. 13 of them have gone to significant D1 schools. It really doesn't seem to be affecting this Buford offense and defense. Doing a great job so far.
Buford lined up in a wildcat formation that time. No quarterback trying to get something there, but no gain on the play. Maybe pick up maybe 1 yard. Yeah, that'll bring up 2nd and long.
You can't blame head coach Jess Simpson for that. I mean, they're trying to shift it up a little bit so they can get some big drives go down the field. I mean, they had some last drive, but penalties have cost them. Hopefully they won't get any penalties. Slowly but surely drive down this field.
There's a pitch to Dontravius Wilson, and he gets about 3. Give it to him. And another shout out here, Brooke Horst, watching our Buford boys play. Hashtag GHSA football. Shout out to you, Brooke.
One thing I noticed there was quarterback number 10, Taylor Mitchell. He was sprinting down the sideline. That's his coach. That's exactly what you want to see. That kind of intensity, aggressiveness, even when you're not getting the ball, to fake it out like that really sets it up for later in the game.
3rd and 3 here. One of the biggest third downs for Buford today.
A little misdirection play, and it looks like he will be short.
They have out 4th and 2. Will they go for it again? With 4 minutes left to play in the second quarter?
It looks like coach decided to bring out the punting unit this time, Keller.
Hey, but there's always room for a fake, especially with this aggressive offense and this amazing offensive line. It'll be interesting to see what they do here.
So a 3 and out. David Petroni is in to punt the ball away.
The punt is away. High kick.
Cooper is back deep. He's going to let it bounce, and it's going to
And it bounces down to about the
15.
Down to the 20, and it's going to be down
About a 50-yard punt there. A great punt for the Buford offense. Really took a great roll down there. So far this game, special teams playing a big factor. Not really. I mean, going for 4th downs a lot. Should be interesting to see if the play call changes going into the 3rd, 4th quarter.
Well, there's 3:30 left in this game, and Cartersville has been running a major no-huddle offense. Haven't huddled up once this game. So they can really move down the field in quick time. But this is always the balance of getting down there and getting a touchdown, but also not leaving enough time for Buford to get on, to get another offensive score before the half ends.
Sorry, we're having a little technical difficulties here. Our camera's a little off-centered.
and 7 for the Purple Hurricanes. 3 minutes.
But we'll try to keep you locked in here.
It's Cartersville.
Martin's out in the shotgun. Second and about 7 yards, excuse me. And he'll drop back. Tries to look a man underneath, and it's picked off. Picked off. The number 43 for Buford.
Corey Rogers.
Great.
6'2", 210 linebacker, the junior, with a great interception on that missed throw. And the Buford Wolves have completely reversed the field. They now get the ball on the Cartersville 16-yard line.
That was huge for this Buford defense. That's what they needed. They've been looking for something to spark this offense. Hopefully now they have all the tools needed and they can start this fire.
Big swing of momentum here for the Buford Wolves. So line up under center with Van Gordon's at quarterback. He's got 2 tight ends in I formation, 1 receiver out to his right. And it's handoff to Dontravius Wilson. He'll pick up a tough 4 or 5 yards.
2 minutes and 47 seconds left in the game. This is strategically when the coaching staff's really going to plan out their running game. They want to wind down the clock to as little as time possible. Definitely want to get some points on the board.
So it'll be Buford ball on the Cartersville 10-yard line. Second and about 4 or 5. But they can get a first down without getting the touchdown.
Van Gordon throwing out right, and he's got a man. Oh,
Incomplete.
out.
Incomplete.
Not caught. Who was that thrown to? Try to get a number 4 here. That looks like number 4.
Number 4, Jalen Mize. Had that ball on the crossing route. Roll out pass, give the quarterback option to run or throw. Had him across the middle, just dropped it.
That'll bring up 3rd and about 4 yards.
With about 2 minutes left in the game.
2:09 to be exact. Van Gordon lines up under center again. That 2 tight end set.
For the half. Underneath the center. 2 tight end formation.
10 up to the fullback, and he'll get close to the first down marker. We'll see where they spot it.
And he's going to be very close to the
So far this game, we've seen a variety of running backs. It'll be interesting to see coming out of the second half what they will choose from their variety of tools. I mean, they got a bunch of tools in the toolbox. It'll be interesting. It seems like they have one for each tool. Let's use that example again. They need the short yardage. They bring in Joshua Thomas. They have Xavier Hoxie, and they have the one and only Dontravius Wilson.
Well, Ben, this is another 4th and 1. We've seen him go for 1 already, and this is going to be another one of those quick snaps.
breaking the huddle. The handoff to Wilson.
Handoff.
And he'll get it.
He gets the first down. Great play by the Buford Wolves there.
Why not hand it off to that big back when you can for those short yard situations?
Again, he weighs about 215 pounds, only about 5'11". It's a big man to bring down in short yard situations. Sorry, we may be having some technical difficulties with our camera still. Trying to get that centered for you. And Buford rushes up to the line again. Van Gorder hands it off to Don Wilson again. And that's a touchdown, Buford Wolves.
Over the right tackle and into the end zone.
With 1 minute and 11 seconds left, Buford scores for the first time in this game. Huge for Buford. This is kind of the spark. That interception was a huge momentum change. They have the spark. They just got the touchdown. Seems like their fire is blazing. It'll be interesting to see if they keep this up going into halftime.
As you said before, that great drive was sparked by a great interception made by the Buford offensive outside linebacker, excuse me. And that kick is good. We'll bring our score to 7-10 with 1:11 left in the second quarter. Maybe an interesting decision to see whether or not the Hurricanes try to get any points on the board before the end of the half, or if they just take a knee and go into the locker room with their 3-point lead.
It's interesting. Head coach Jess Simpson, he's been here three out of the four last state titles, but this is the Buford Wolves sixth straight semifinals game, which breaks the GHSA record. Really an amazing stat, and it shows out here that they really know how to act in these kind of games. You know, watching as sophomores, watching them as freshmen and as 8th and 7th graders, they really know how it goes out here, and it seems to show how much experience they have.
Cartersville lead going to the half, maybe even worse because Cartersville really is.
Looks like we fixed our camera problem there. Sorry, folks, but now Buford will be kicking off deep for the Hurricanes. We have number 7 and number 13 maybe. It's a high kick. It's a fair catch made by number 18 there. And take over at the 35-yard line.
Gainesville is leading Whitewater 14-6.
Very smart decision with the fair catch. As a coach, you love to see that happen because you know there's that sort of security where you know your player's not going to get hurt. You're also not going to lose the football.
And that was Eric Camps, the senior, having that poised to be able to fair catch that ball. Has the experience, whereas a freshman may try to run that ball.
I'm talking about throwing the football.
Looks like we got some more shout-outs here. We have Josh Proctor watching with his old man, Mike Proctor. Shout out to you, Mike and Josh.
Another big thanks to the Peanuts of Georgia, Georgia Peanuts, Energy for the Good Life. Huge sponsors.
17 years. Brooks Martin, though, at first down, they hand it off to Heath, and Heath is going to be tackled in the end zone. Buford was all over that play. Or did I say the end zone? In the backfield.
So Heath will be tackled for about a 3-yard loss there on that play. So it'll be 2nd and 13. And Cartersville's really not going in the right direction, but there are 48 seconds left on this clock in the first half, so I think they'll just let it run.
Trying to get the right ball on the field.
A lot of time coming off the clock. The fans are not on.
36 seconds and ticking down on the clock. Looks like the Hurricanes may just let this clock run out.
And go to halftime with a 3-point lead. Again, they're going to
draw.
The ball was almost fumbled.
Yeah, that's exactly what you don't want to see.
And after that play, it'd be safe to say that the Hurricanes are just going to let the clock run out here and go into the locker room with their 3-point lead. As we can see, the team starting to make it towards the edge of the sideline.
So we've had a crazy first half. I mean, just a little bit of a taste for what these two teams can expose. We've seen off and on momentum shifts by both teams. I'm looking forward to see how the second half turns out. This is when it matters. This is Georgia high school football. This is the 3A semifinals.
So the clock will hit triple zeros, and the Cartersville Purple Hurricanes will go into the half leading over the Buford Wolves 10-7. You're watching a production of Play On Sports here in Cartersville, Georgia.
Cameron, you got it.
Welcome back, Hurricane and Buford Wolves fans. We have 2 minutes left in this halftime. Both teams are on the field warming up. We have some stats for you real quick. The passing yards for Cartersville, total of 35, and rushing yards 66, only allowing one sack. They've given up 1 turnover.
All right, we got 1:28 left in the during halftime. Thank you for all your tweets we've been sending in. We like all the support. We got a couple more shout-outs. Gio Navarro is wishing Buford good luck in the Final Four game. He's an alum at UGA. Also, we have, let's see, Jody Jenkins. Shout out to you. Who else we got here? And that's all we got right now. Please keep sending in your tweets here. Tweet hashtag GHSA football. We'll give you a shout out. We're reading all the tweets coming in. We had some technical difficulties in that first half. We're really sorry about that. Our camera is fixed now, and we're all ready to give you a great broadcast here and a great second half of football. And Buford will be receiving as they deferred in the first half. They kicked off to the Hurricanes first, and now they will be receiving from, looks like, scoreboard side. It'll be interesting to see what they come out with offensively this first drive, knowing that they have a very strong run game. Hasn't been quite as strong as it's been in the past so far, Keller, but you can't really give up on the run game if you want to be successful in any type of football game.
Yeah, Cameron, the strength of this Buford team is absolutely their run game. They've been able to give the ball off a ton, just gain positive yards. But the Cartersville defense has played well today. They've been able to stop the run for the most part. And Buford is down 10-7, so they can take the lead with this first drive. They score a touchdown, and then it'll be Cartersville's turn to respond, David.
And Keller, like we said before, Buford's rush game, it's not as good as it's been before. I think the only reason they scored that touchdown is because of that big interception in the end of the first half. But it'll be interesting to see if they bring out that play action, because they haven't.
And one quick shout out before we get started here. Webb Popham at D Webster P. Go follow him. He said go Canes. He wants them to put Buford away. And the kickoff is down to about, and it's back in the end zone. That's number 21 fielding it. That'll be a touchback. That is Thomas Wilson. And Buford will take over at the 20-yard line.
Look for Dontravius Wilson to have a big drive here. I think Buford needs to get him the ball a lot. And David, as you mentioned, be able to fake to him with the play action and go for the deep ball down the middle of the field.
Yes, yes. If they can get the ball to Mikey Bart, he seemed to be good on the pass in the first half. And even though they didn't pass it to him a lot, I think the play action would do well for Buford in the second half.
Looks like they'll line up in that Wildcat formation again. Number 25 back as the quarterback, Xavier Hoxie. He'll fake the handoff and keep it up the middle. Breaks a tackle. Getting about 5 tough yards there, bringing them to about the 25-yard line. Interesting decision there to come out in the Wildcat, Keller.
Well, Buford just showed that they still want to run the ball and they want to be effective with the ground game. And that's just one way that they can do it. They can put it in the Wildcat, they can go out of the shotgun with a read option, they can go in the I-form, power it dead at you. So this Buford offense has a lot of ways to run the ball through you and around you.
Indeed, 2nd and 5. They'll come out in the Wildcat again. 3 receivers out to the right. And he'll take it to the left. And he's brought down immediately. Driven back. That'll be a no gain, maybe a loss. And looks like they'll spot him back at the original line of scrimmage.
Cameron, the problem with this Buford offense is now that Cartersville has learned that their pass is not just doing the job. So Cartersville is now loading the box. So basically every run for Buford is going to be stopped at the line or close to it.
There's some great halftime adjustments made by the Buford coach there, as he'll bring up 3rd and 4. for the Wolves as they'll line up in under center. They'll drop back. He's got a man on a great catch. He's got the first, and he's still dragging men. Let's see who made that catch there in a second. That is number 44 again.
Mikey Bart.
Mikey Bart making plays on both sides of the ball.
That's David's man, as he just mentioned. Get it to him in the passing game.
Mikey Bart has been the go-to man for the quarterback of the Wolves.
We've been seeing that come into action really in the NFL and college football, using tight ends more in the offenses.
Yeah.
We can see it here as Bart's made about 3 or 4 big third down conversions for the Buford Wolves. As they hand it off to Wilson up the middle, he'll pick up a couple to the 41-yard line.
I mean, that's the key to the Buford's rushing game. They got to open up the defense with Mikey Bart and show them that the pass can still be effective.
You know, David, Mikey Bart might not be the fastest guy on the field for Buford, but he's definitely has one of the best sets of hands on the field for Buford.
He's a sure catch, even though he's big.
You can throw that ball almost anywhere around him, and he'll go out and snatch it out of the air.
Yeah.
Look for him to maybe get a fake on a block and then on a seam route down the middle on a play-action pass where Cartersville's loading the box.
Hand off to number 21 this time, a running back. That is Thomas Wilson. He'll pick up give him 3 or 4 yards there and bring him 3rd and short. We've got another shout out here. Scott Morris up in Richmond, Virginia. You can watch his old high school. Shout out to you, Scott. Another 3rd down conversion here, Keller. What'd you go with here? Run? I know they got the big offensive line, as you said many times before. They might go with the play action, like you said, David. Maybe trick them. And they go with the run.
They go with the run, but like we said, they haven't really opened up the box with the pass, so Cartersville can still load it up.
They're going to punt the ball away.
Nail them at the line.
That was one of the quick snaps coming out of the huddle with the wide receiver actually at the ball when he was going to be the center on the play. So it'll be 4th and 3. Maybe look for a fake here with 8:46 to go in the 3rd quarter. Buford Wolves have all kind of tricks up their sleeves.
Back to receives number 3 for the Hurricanes. That is Josh Cooper, and he'll wave it off as it takes a bad bounce for the Buford Wolves down about the 30-yard line as they'll take over. We'll see what Brooks Barden has got in this second half of football. Lots of great completions made in the first half, putting 10 points on the board. A lot of big 3rd down conversions. His favorite receiver in the first half was Hayes Lynn, making about 4 or 5 catches for about, give him like 60 yards. We'll see what they line up in here. Expecting, sorry, we're facing a little more technical difficulties here. We'll keep you posted here. And Barton will line up in the shotgun with 3 receivers out to his left, 1 to his right. He'll give the handoff to number 32. That is Halen Heath. Picks up a couple yards. Maybe only 1 there. Buford defense really locking down on this run game.
That's been one of their strong points today, Cameron, is that both of these teams, both Cartersville and Buford, are trying to run the ball up the middle, and it's just not been possible. These two defenses have played great games all day, and the one advantage is that Cartersville has been able to throw the ball a little bit better, able to open up the field and make some lanes for their running backs.
But that pass offense has also been the downfall for Cartersville, as their quarterback threw an interception late in the first half, and that's actually been the real only reason that Buford has been able to score and put some points up on the board.
And a big problem there for the Hurricanes is Barton is sacked on the play, bringing up 3rd and 11. Great pass rush by the Buford Wolves, able to get a lot of pressure on Barton before he was able to make a great pass, make any pass there.
That's one of the things about Barton in that situation, is that the rush is coming from the right side. He's left-handed, so he's having to roll outright, throwing against his body.
Heavy rush again. They'll go with the screen pass, but he falls down, fumbles the ball, but they fall on it. And that'll bring up 4th and long. Definite punting situation for the Hurricanes. That'll be a 3 and out here for Cartersville, and interesting to see the Buford defense coming out with a lot more energy in this second half, trying to put some more points on the board, trying to catch up down 3 with 6:45 in this 3rd quarter.
So now they have the punter in.
Second punt of the night. The first one only went 19 yards.
And Thomas Wilson is back at the Buford 35-yard line.
Punt is off.
Wilson's going to let it
Wilson's back, and he'll let it. And it bounces toward their side of the.
Cartersville is going to down the ball.
It's down at the about 44-yard line. So pretty good field position starting here for Buford Wolves as they get a little bit of momentum starting from the defense with a 3-and-out from a heavy powered Cartersville offense.
Well, Buford only needs a field goal to tie this game up, so really they need to get to about the 20-yard line, say. So that's only a 35, 37 yards of offense to pick up as they fake it on a toss and then throw out on a bubble screen. That is number 23, Trey Neal, will pick up about 3 or 4 yards on that pass.
Yeah, and 3 or 4 yards has been the constant for Buford's offense. They haven't really produced any big plays, and the defense is really covering some ground for the offense so they can get in an easy points.
Another shout out here. We got Kalen Cooley, excuse me if I butchered that name. Shout out to you. He's actually a lineman here, number 75, defensive lineman from Adrian Danielle. Shout out to you. Hand off to left. Wilson gets it and looks like he has the first down.
Close to the first down.
Close.
Thomas Wilson
It's like-
lined up on the near side.
Yeah, that'll be the ref's call there.
And was handed the ball.
Looks like they are bringing
Yep,
and
they're
moving the
gonna call it
chains.
first down.
And first down, yeah.
Great run there by Thomas Wilson. We've seen him more in the game than Dontravius Wilson. He's a little more of a speed back compared to Wilson, who's more of a power back for the short yardage situation.
Yeah, that was a nice cutback there for him up the middle.
Wilson's been able to get some pretty big runs.
And there's the pass.
He completes it to number 23 for the Buford Wolves. That is
Again, Trey Neal.
Trey Neal again.
And Buford set themselves up nicely for the pass in the second half now, like we've said before. Cartersville's
Van Gorder making a very great pass out of the pocket there, rolling out to his right and hitting his receiver for a great gain, bring up second and short. Remember to keep sending in those tweets, hashtag GHSA football, and we'll give you a shout out. In that Wildcat formation again, coming in motion. He'll hand it off to Wilson. And it's a reverse. Reverse pass. Number 25 is wide open for Buford, and he will walk into the end zone. Who is that, Keller?
But Cameron, watch out. There was a flag thrown by the ref down at the point. Oh.
And it is against the Wolves, and that'll bring it back. A huge,
That was the first
play.
big play that we've seen by Buford, and it was called back. So that's going to be a pretty big drop of the morale.
Again, like we said before, the first half, Keller, all these penalties are really causing bad things to happen for both teams.
Well, Buford had that Wildcat formation, so Cartersville loaded the box, tried to stop the run. Then they handed the ball off on the jet sweep, had the quarterback in the wide receiver position. He came around on a reverse, took the ball on a pitch, and then the Wildcat quarterback actually ran a wheel route along the outside. Nobody within 10 yards of him, and he walked into the end zone. But unfortunately for Buford, holding penalty, bringing him back now. 2nd and 20.
And all the Buford players look pretty despondent because that was basically the super play of this Buford offense. They set themselves up for it the entire time in the first half with the run, and with the trick play, it just fell through because of the flag.
Van Gorder to give a screen out to number 38 there, or 30, excuse me. And he's tackled at me by number 7, who made the great touchdown catch on the other side of the ball. That is Mark Quattleguam. Excuse me.
And the pass was deflected a little bit, but number 30 still managed to get it in his hands.
And that deflection was by number 24, I believe, or excuse me, 25, Brandon Wells. And fortunately for Buford, David Curry still able to pull it in, but only picked up about 2 or 3 yards.
Yeah.
Van Gorder, heavy rush, and it's knocked away by number 13. That is Kobe Whitfield. Makes a great play on the ball.
That was intended.
Oh, excuse me, sorry.
Van Gorder was nailed at the end of that play. The offensive line let one man through. That might prove a pretty big deal in the fourth quarter.
And that ball was intended for another tight end, Connor Houston. Unfortunately, unable to bring it in for the Wolves, and they'll have to punt away again with 4 minutes left to go in this third quarter.
And Josh Cooper's back again to receive the punt. Not many punts have been able to been brought back so far. All been fair catches or not returned, and that's a great punt down at about the 10-yard line, I think.
Out of bounds at about the 10, Cam.
And that'll give Buford, or excuse me, that'll give Cartersville some not so good field position.
Yeah, let's see if Buford's defense can hold them again at 3 and out like they did last time.
That's been the strength for them, David. Their offense hasn't really been moving the ball, but they've been at about the 50 or their own 45 when they're having to punt, and so they can put the ball down inside the 20. And right now it's on the 13-yard line for Cartersville, and that's just tough to make a 87-yard drive.
Yes, because even though the Buford's offense hasn't been able to move the ball, their defense has been able to stop them pretty fast. So they get good field position and leave Cartersville.
Go ahead.
And leave Cartersville with pretty bad field position.
Great hole up the middle there for Cartersville. So pick up about, give them almost a first down, 9 yards there with 3:41 left on the clock in the third quarter. Great change of pace there as Cartersville hasn't been able to get much going on the run game here. And that might be a new thing that we might be seeing here as Barton gets the snap in the shotgun. Oh, he'll look to the sideline, maybe call an audible here. It's a handoff off the middle to
that Buford's defense is again holding Cartersville to about 0 yards.
Kalen Heath, the running back on that play for Cartersville, and he'll bring up a 3rd and short.
Just outside the 22-yard line, and referee Larry Hopgood is looking, and he's going to bring up change. And while they do the measurement, let's take a quick 30-second break because we owe the station a break. You're listening to North Georgia's News Talk, WTUN.
Looks like the refs will bring out the chains to measure this one. This is a very close call.
And they are going to bring the chains in. We'll make up that break.
If not, it'll bring up a 3rd and short for Cartersville.
The 3rd and shorts have been pretty killers for Cartersville in this second half. They haven't been able to convert it, so it'll be very big for them. Oh, and it looks short.
That'll be about 2 feet short. So. Yeah. Slow quarterback sneak, fullback up the middle. Don't get too fancy on this one. Try to go for the deep ball.
You got to be careful. Play action today.
And one more shout out here. We have Callie Case wishing Buford good luck doing it for her Angels, number 74, number 10, and 46 on Buford. Shout out to you, Kaylee.
And they've got it set up as a 3-receiver.
And Barden will get the snap. He's by himself in the shotgun, and he'll take it himself.
Oh, wow.
He'll pick up the first down.
Yeah, I think he got it. They're expecting a play action. Oh, and there's a flag thrown by the ref.
Another late flag coming in, as you just said, David. What could it be this time? Possibly another personal foul.
Yeah, I think it's another fight. There's been a lot of tension between the two teams, starting from the first play. So let's see how that plays out.
Cartersville's pointing forward, so it looks like it'll be against the Buford Wolves. There have been a lot of penalties in this game, and I like what Cartersville did on that last play. They had Kalen Heath in the backfield, but split about 3 or 4 yards left of their quarterback, Brooks Barton. They had a 3-wide receiver set with only 5 down linemen, able to just get a quarterback power up the middle.
And put the ball on the 40.
Yeah, Cameron, like you said, tensions are running high, and there's been another personal foul, and it looks like it was on Buford, so they'll get to move up 15 yards.
Now bring them to the 40-yard line. Barton will have 2 receivers out to his right. He'll fake the handoff and keep it himself and get a couple yards. Taking some pretty nasty hits there. Nasty, clean hits, but very, very hard hits. Coach probably not liking to see that. Don't want to get his star quarterback injured.
Took a big
this
one
type of situation.
Number 8, Deion King, the senior, or excuse me, the junior.
He's 6'1", 205. So big kid out there laying the wood on the Cartersville quarterback.
This might be problematic for Buford because it looks like Cartersville is driving. Oh, big hit.
That's number 21.
Thomas Wilson.
He's also another one of these players that's playing on both sides of the ball. We've seen him at running back for Buford, and he's also making plays out there in the flat as he lays a huge hit, making a 3rd down and about 3 yards for Cartersville.
Yeah, but like I was saying, Cameron, this might be problematic for the Buford offense because the Buford defense, which it was usually doing, is not holding Cartersville to 0 yards this time.
And David, number 14, Hayes Lynn, the wide receiver that caught that ball and took that hit, is actually out of the game now.
Oh, and it's another
interception. Never mind, Buford defense.
And he's got a convoy.
That is Thomas Wilson, the one that just laid the huge hit to Hayes Lynn.
He's proved a pretty big player for the Buford right now.
Thomas Wilson with a huge interception on the missed throw.
That's 2 back-to-back great plays. We just said he just made a huge hit on the opposing team's sideline and then made a pick here towards us, bringing the ball all the way back to the 25, giving the Wolves great field position, as well as getting another turnover for Buford. That's the 2nd interception of the game.
Cameron, this is what we were talking about. This Buford defense is able to produce turnovers and make it easy for their lacking Buford offense, as I might say.
There's 1:31 left in this 3rd quarter, so Buford's going to try to score, take the lead, or at least tie it. They're probably about 5 or 6 yards away from field goal range, depending on the strength of their kicker's leg. It looks like the referee's going to call a penalty. Personal foul against Buford.
Wow, that's been the story of this game so far, Keller.
So the ball will stay in Buford's possession, but now instead of being at the 25, they'll be at the Cartersville 40. So a lot longer of a drive that they will have to make. David, as you mentioned, they're not exactly producing the high numbers that we would expect out of the Buford team.
Yeah, I mean, I thought their defense had it in for the offense because they were in sure field goal range and an easy touchdown. And an easy touchdown would have been made from that distance. But now that personal foul, which has been the story of the game against the Buford defense there, they pushed the offense back, and it might be a little tough for them now.
And we want to give out a shout out to Blair Kane. He is saying he loves watching me some GHSA football online. We appreciate that, Blair.
Thanks, Blair.
Had some technical difficulties up here, but thanks for sticking with us. Shout out to Blair. Go follow him on Twitter.
I heard Blair's a great guy, Cam.
He's awesome. Buford will have another quarterback change again. Now Taylor Mitchell's back in at quarterback. In the I formation, it's a short little pitch out to Wilson. He's got some yardage. That's about 14 yards, David. Another great run for Buford. Things starting to open up in the run game.
He has picked up that penalty back, almost all of it, about 2 yards shy. So
they're back in field goal range, maybe.
Get a 1st down, and they are moving. David, do you see how Travis Wilson just exploded through that hole?
Yeah, that was an amazing play. It was a toss, but he ran up the middle, and it looked pretty open. So
there it is again.
Yeah, they run the same play there, picking up another great gain. That's about 5 yards. They'll take that every time. They just want to pound into this Hurricane defense.
Yeah, that's the story of the Buford offense. Just pound it up the middle and see what happens.
53 seconds left in this 3rd quarter. Time ticking away at one of these team seasons. Who will it be?
That's another thing about pounding it, is that the Cartersville defense is getting worn down from all this hitting with the run game.
And there's another run. Wilson may have something.
Wow, this is interesting. The Buford's offense rushing is actually driving it down the field perfectly. 10-yard run, 10-yard run, 5-yard run. It's pretty interesting, Keller.
Well, David, this is what we've been talking about Buford all day long. Haven't really been strong in the passing game, but they've been able to run the ball, and it just shows how sticking with the run for them has been big on this drive.
Yeah, I thought the run wouldn't be as effective in the second half because the Cartersville defensive coordinator would have reacted to it, but it seems to be doing better now.
Let's head off to number 26. That's Joshua Thomas. He picks up another 4 or 5 yards, David. Another great run for Buford. This defense might start be getting a little bit tired. You know, they haven't had much rest. Coming back immediately right after that interception made by number 21 on Buford. That's Thomas Wilson. And that'll bring us into the 4th quarter. Our score is still Cartersville 10, the Buford Wolves 7. But Buford is on Cartersville's doorstep in scoring range, and we have quite the game here, Keller.
And let's see if Buford can keep up this momentum through the timeout and just pound it right through the middle into the Cartersville end zone.
Yeah, David, that's one of the things is that when you're on your rhythm, you just want to stay on it.
Yeah, they didn't want to stop. The fourth quarter caught them off guard.
And so the timeout here will give Cartersville a chance to rest up, get some water, get hydrated again, and then come out and face Buford in their red zone.
Yeah, like Cameron said, that interception that Buford made the Cartersville defense go out there again, and they're really tired, especially since some of these players play both ways, too.
And we would like to thank our sponsors, Peanuts, Energy for the Good Life, as well as Play On Sports, for helping us out with this broadcast here in Cartersville as the Buford Wolves taking on the Cartersville Purple Hurricanes in the quarterfinals of state playoffs. This has been a heavyweight battle between 13-0 Purple Hurricanes and 10-3 Buford Wolves. It's going to come down to whoever has the ball last, David.
Yeah, Keller.
And let's see if the Hurricanes here can make a stand. They've had a tough game so far on offense. Their quarterback's thrown 2 picks. This defense may be getting a little tired here, but let's see what they have left in the tank here.
But Cameron, I think I gambled that they can hold after that timeout gave them some much-needed rest.
Oh,
like
and
we saw there with number 3.
Whoa, there was a fumble on that play.
Yeah, he nailed number 1 right off the gun. So
Travis Wilson just couldn't handle that pitch, and then the Cartersville defender, number 3, Josh Cooper. We've seen his name mentioned a lot tonight.
Yeah, making some big plays.
He has laid it
this
to
Cartersville defense.
Unfortunately for Buford, Travis Wilson was able to fall on it before a Cartersville linebacker could get there.
Almost a huge loss for the Buford Wolves. They're right on Cartersville's doorstep. Definitely not want to make any turnovers. As they complete a pass out to the right, and he's still on his feet.
And Cartersville misses 1 tackle and about half of the other.
Nice catch by the receiver down on the far sideline, down near that.
That was just great perseverance by the receiver.
But they're going to spot it just shy of.
Looks like that was number 20, Ben Wicker, I believe, or excuse me, number 23, Trey Neal. Couldn't see the number there. Made a great catch, but looks like the refs are going to mark him short. 4th and 1 from the Cartersville 3-yard line.
Wow, this is a dilemma for Buford. Are they going to take the sheer points, or are they going to rush in for the touchdown? What do you think, Keller?
Well, it looks like they're sitting on their field goal unit now, but well, actually they might be huddling. They're going for it.
Wow, that's pretty risky. That's kind of a gamble for the semifinals.
Big opportunity here for the Hurricanes to stop Buford. You know, they come out starting on the 25-yard line. This would be an amazing stop for them. And
they're going to take a timeout and talk it over.
This would be a great momentum boost for their defense and hopefully get their offense back moving like they were in the first half.
Cameron, that's actually the first timeout that any team has taken in this game.
Well, I mean, it's a much-needed timeout because this is probably the biggest play of the entire game. It's going to determine the outcome.
For sure, for sure. We have one more shout out here. Tyler King is cheering on the Wolves. He said, you guys are going all the way down to Destin. Shout out to you, Tyler. Go follow King Tyler on Twitter. 11 minutes, 12 seconds left in the 4th quarter. You know, this could be the last quarter for some of these players out here that won't be playing at the next level. I know a lot of these players probably will, you know, especially for teams around Georgia. But let's see what Buford drew up in the huddle here today.
And Cameron, that's why there's so much tension between these two teams. It's because they know if they lose, this will be their last game.
Buford's huddle up. Crowd's going absolutely insane on both sides. They rush up to the line. And they'll hand it off to the fullback.
And he's got it.
He's in for the touchdown.
Basically walks through, broke 1 tackle.
That's number 26. That's Joshua Thomas, David. Joshua Thomas.
Huge play, Cameron.
Bowls it right into the end zone.
They gambled on the touchdown, and it was the right choice.
Well, Cartersville should have known that Buford was going to run that ball up the middle.
They should have loaded the box a little bit more.
And like you said, Cameron, Joshua Thomas breaks one tackle, and he's in the end zone.
Yeah. He's a great runner.
This extra point will either put the Wolves up by 4. If it is complete, let's see, number 99 in for the kick. That is Matthew Bonnies. And holds good. And it is good. That'll bring our score. 10. Yeah, 14-10, putting the Buford Wolves up now by more than a field goal. That could be important later in the game. If the Hurricanes need to make a last-minute drive, they may have to score a touchdown, not just a field goal to tie it back up.
And let's see how this Buford defense holds after the kickoff.
David, I'd like to see how the Cartersville offense responds after throwing a pick and giving Buford pretty easy field position to score that touchdown on a 40-yard drive. And they still have 11 minutes left on the clock. There's still a lot of time left in this game for both teams to score. But with the primarily rushing offenses, that clock runs down pretty quickly.
And the problem is when Cartersville tries to pass, they throw interceptions. So I think they might have to stick with this rushing offense despite 11 minutes being left on the clock.
Where the Purple Hurricanes have outscored their
and back to receive for the Hurricanes. We have number 3. He's receiving punts as well. That is Josh Cooper along with him. Can't get a number on that guy. But the kick is high. It's to Cooper. And he bobbles it a little bit. He'll take off. He's got a little bit of a lane down the sideline. Excuse me, that's actually number 7.
Mark Quattlebaum.
Sorry if you pronounced that name a little off.
That's how it looks on the roster. So that's what we're going with tonight.
They'll bring it down to the, let's see where they spot it, 26-yard line. So a pretty decent field position. Looking for Cartersville to bounce back after they've had a sort of slow start on offense. 1 turnover already in this half. They'll want to get something going here, hopefully put some points on the board.
Post-game show, and then of course KDB will have all your scores and highlights.
It's another tunnel screen to number 7.
Quattlebaum again trying to get him the ball. He's the one that scored their touchdown earlier on that 30-yard tunnel screen. He is down. It looks like he's going to get up. Buford player actually trying to help him up, but the medical staff was almost on the field. There's now 10:30 left in this ball game.
It's going to be 2nd and 9.
And it looks like Quattlebaum is going off. He might have gotten a little injured on that play. 0 yards. Oh, maybe about 1 or 2. Still a pretty big hit on Quattlebaum, so he might be out for the rest of the game. What are your thoughts on that, Cam?
Well, you saw he was able to get up and walk off with his own power, so I'm sure we'll be able to see him back on the field. If not in this next play, maybe on the next series.
Well, he is being greeted by the medical staff, and he looks very shaken up on the sideline.
Doesn't look good, Cam. He's limping across the track with the medical staff assisting him. Oh.
And a sack on the play. That's number 56 for the Buford Wolves. That is Josh Cardiello, excuse me.
And new high school rules, or GHSA, 56 will have to go off the field because he lost his helmet during the play.
I'm sure he's fine with that after he just made that huge play, bringing Barton back all the way back to the 19-yard line, making it 3rd and 15. A very tough 3rd down situation for the Hurricanes.
So like you said, Keller, the Cartersville was trying to pass, but their offensive line is just not holding, so they might have to refer back to the rush. Oh, never mind.
It's actually going to be an intercept. Oh, wow, the referee is calling that a catch.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Very tough call to make there. Both players seem to have had possession at some point. Buford man did come away with the ball at the end, but they're going to give possession to the Hurricanes. That'll be a 1st down. Great pass there by Brooks Barton.
Well, the umpire came in and said that it was an interception by Buford, but the line judge came in, overruled him, said that it was a catch for the Purple Hurricanes. So that would be a huge first down pickup by Brooks Barton.
The ball is at the Cartersville 39-yard line, and now we have.
And it looks like that's going to be offsides on the Hurricanes. One of the linemen stood up a little early. Yeah, and that's what it'll be. That'll back them up 5 yards. Another penalty there, Keller.
That's just another one of these sloppy plays. We've seen them all night. And the referee actually blew his whistle for the clock operator to start his clock. And the lineman was kind of confused at why he was blowing his whistle. So he stood up, looked, and then the referee called a penalty on him.
But it was that type of play where they both seem to have.
Honestly, the penalties in this game have been so bad, but I can't tell which team has been worse.
We got another shout out here. Christy Barrett says, "Go Wolves, let's take it to the dome." Shout out to you, Christy.
First down at 15 for the Purple Hurricanes. Barton.
And it's a run up the middle, automatically brought down right there. That's number 44.
And another flag, another penalty.
Wow, this is.
What do you think it is this time, Cameron?
This is getting a little bit ridiculous here.
Probably a holding call the way.
The refs are having fun out here tonight.
Yep.
They're definitely getting their money's worth here. And this is against the Hurricanes again here.
Would you say at least 10 penalties on each team?
Yeah, these penalties are killing Cartersville's might be last drive right now.
There are 9 minutes and 8 seconds left on the clock, though, so if Cartersville's defense can rest up during this offensive possession and then go out and stop Buford's offense on the next drive, they could get the ball back with about 5 or 6 minutes left on the clock.
Hopefully for Cartersville.
Yep. Down 14-10 right now to the visiting Wolves.
Yeah, that's what the Buford coaches would.
It's now first and forever. It's about 20 some odd yards.
25.
Oh, they're backing up
yeah.
some more. They're down at 18, 19-yard line now.
Keller, do you think there's going to be a penalty on this play or not?
I don't know. There should be an over-under on penalties rather than points in this game.
Ooh! Almost intercepted.
That's number 21 again.
Buford's 21.
That is Thomas Wilson. He already made that had that one pick in the game. And he's trying to come in and make another one there as he makes a great play on the ball.
And that was just a perfect job by Thomas Wilson, hitting Brandon Long, the wide receiver there. As soon as the ball touched him, able to knock it loose and put the Purple Hurricanes into a 2nd and 25.
The Hurricanes will have to make it all the way down to the 49-yard line to get this next first down.
So even the guy that's doing the yard marker was confused.
Barton gets the snap.
And very, very long.
Oh!
Almost throws another.
22 almost had the interception
Bryson
again, just
Jordan.
like 21.
Bryson Jordan, the son of very well-known athlete Brian Jordan, played for the Braves and also played in the NFL. Very great athlete for the Braves. And a well-known man around these parts. I'm sure Bryson would want that one back, as he almost had another interception. That would have been the 3rd for the Buford Wolves.
Held on and won it back.
I think that quarterback Brooks Barton needs to focus a little bit more and take his time, be able to go through his progressions and not force a pass.
He had a ton of time, but he still managed to get sacked. I don't get how he saw number 44. He basically ran straight at him. That's Mikey Bart.
That's your man.
A huge player for Buford. That's my guy. I've been calling his name all night.
Mike Bart makes another great play. I think that might be his 2nd sack of the game, as well as having a great day on offense.
So it'll be a 4th and 37.
The Hurricanes are basically forced to punt here as they have another tough time on offense.
Then just try to kick the ball to the first down marker.
And that's Thomas Wilson in the backfield.
He'll let it roll.
Yeah. Oh.
And we'll go out of bounds at about the.
Great effort by the Buford defense to hold the Cartersville Hurricanes back in their own territory.
And now Buford gets the ball at their own 41-yard line.
Yeah, and even though Buford dropped those 2 interceptions, they still have pretty good field position here. They might be able to put another one in.
It is what it is.
Cameron, this has been a game about field position. Cartersville's been stuck back in their own red zone numerous times, and Buford's been on their own 30 or 40 a lot of times, so they've had to go less of a distance.
Wow, that's Thomas Wilson breaking free.
Oh, he almost breaks it. That's a gain of about 40 yards there as he brings it all the way down to about the
20. That's the most explosive play we've seen by Buford all night.
We've seen the run start to get better and better in the second half by the Buford Wolves. They've been able to sort of pound it towards the Hurricane defense. That's a big play, bring it all the way down, almost into the red zone, in field goal range again, trying to put more points on the board here with 7:52 left in this fourth quarter.
And Cameron, the Cartersville defense has got to be gassed right now. Even with 7:45 left to go in this ball game, Buford's just running right up the middle at them.
First down, Xavier Hoxie will take the direct snap.
There's number 25, Xavier Hoxie, again in the Wildcat formation, bringing the ball down to about the 18-yard line. So about 4 or 5 yards for Hoxie. Let's go back to that run by Thomas Wilson. He's been, in my opinion, the player of the game for Buford today. With that interception, that long run, huge hit on the wide receiver, Hayes Mill, I believe.
And don't forget, he's the punt returner for Buford also.
So he's a very good player for Buford.
There'll be a pitch to the left, and he'll pick up about 4 or 5 yards there.
Joshua Thomas again.
Actually make that 3 yards. Well, actually 4. So close to the first down. They'll bring up third and short.
Depends on the spot.
Looks like it'll be like third and about 2.
So that'll get them in sure field goal range, but let's see if they can put it in for the touchdown.
We saw him go for it last time, David.
Yeah, that'll definitely put this game away.
We definitely know this coaching staff is not afraid to go for it on fourth down. We've seen that happen multiple times in this game. They look to get this conversion here and not even have to make that decision.
On the ground, and they're running a lot of time off the clock.
I don't think they got it.
And Cartersville has made the change. They've finally started to stop the rush by Buford. So it might be a little harder than we thought to put it into the end zone.
6:12 and the clock ticking down in this fourth quarter. As we said, it just brought up a fourth down here. So we know that Buford will bring it, and they'll be going for it here.
Didn't even consider putting a field goal kicker on the field. They're going for this one. 4th and 1. Let's see if they have the same result as last time.
Tries to get him with a hard count. And not able to do it. No call timeout. It's timeout by Buford, I believe. Yes.
I think this is a good decision, Cameron. They still have 1 timeout left. 5:38, just killed some more clock. And they'll have the time to talk it over. Maybe even put on a field goal kicker to go for the 7-point lead, or send the offense back out on the field, try to get the 2 yards and keep the drive moving down the field, maybe put this game out of reach.
This is the biggest play of the game right here, folks. We have 5:38 left in this game. 4th and short for the Buford Wolves, knocking on the door again in Cartersville territory. Will Cartersville be able to make a stop here and then be able to produce something on offense and hopefully bring this game back in their favor? Or will Buford be able to punch it back into the end zone again?
And real quick, while we have a timeout, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Georgia Peanuts and Play On Sports.
All right, real quick, we're going to acknowledge some of our fans on Twitter. We're going to let Ben 40, the kid, going to start the commentary again. So, the kid, get up here.
All right, that pass is complete to number 48, and he'll get into the end zone.
Isaac Nata.
That's a great play there by the Buford Wolves. Awesome call there for the Buford coach, and we have the kid back on the air. And what did you think of that, kid?
It's good to be back. I mean, this is when teams are vulnerable. This is when emotions are high. This could be the end of the season for any one of these players. Maybe the end of the high school career.
And that'll bring our score to 20-10, and with this extra point, either bring up 11-point lead or keep it at a 10-point lead with a miss. And that's number 9 in for the kick again. That's Matthew
exactly 5
And
minutes left.
it is good. That'll make our score 21 to 10. And Buford Wolves be kicking back off to the Cartersville Hurricanes, having a lot of trouble here in the second half being able to produce anything on offense, Keller.
Well, we've seen that Cartersville hasn't been able to move the ball extremely well, but their defense has been strong up until that last drive. They haven't been able to move the ball in their past couple drives. They went into halftime with 10 points on the scoreboard, and now they have 5:30 left in the fourth quarter with 10 points on the scoreboard. So they need to score a touchdown, get the 2-point conversion, get the ball back, and get a field goal. Seen crazier things happen in football, Cameron.
Definitely. Keep sending in those tweets. Hashtag GHSA football. We're still checking it. And we got the kid back on the air, so I know you have a lot of stuff to talk about him. And we got number 7 and who's that? Number somebody back there. And it's a high kick. No fair catch. And he drops it. No dive on it.
A 15-yard line. That's not the field position that you want. If you're Cartersville with 5:29 left to go in this game, they need to put a big drive together here, go 85 yards down the field, score a touchdown, get the 2-point conversion, then get an onside kick the field goal. Down 11 points to the visiting Buford Wolves.
5:29 left here in the fourth quarter.
Well, this is a much better game than we saw in 2007. The last meeting, Buford won 40-0 in the regular season. Really a blowout. This is a very interesting game. Hopes are still high for Cartersville.
Martin rolls out to his left. Looks like he's going to take. Oh, no, he actually flips it up.
That's intercepted.
Let's see what the ref calls. And it will be, he says he's inbounds, and that's another interception.
That's number 23, Trey Neal. Heard his name called a couple times tonight with a huge play for the Buford Wolves. 5:20 now remaining in this game.
Very athletic for him to try to look like an NFL or college receiver. Keeping 2 feet in, only need one in high school, but keeping 2 feet in, that was very athletic play by Trey Neal.
Definitely able to get 2 feet on his tiptoes down there on that sideline. This is all the Buford fans down there are extremely excited. It's 5:20 left on the clock. They're starting to feel like they're going to get into the dome. And it's a run to the right. No pickup. That looks like a first down to me.
There's another flag.
Oh, jeez. With all this laundry on the field, I don't know what's going on here. And let's see what this is.
Win or lose, both teams are going to have a few conversation about these flags.
Unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against
We've heard unsportsmanlike conduct a few times. I mean, that's because of the emotions going on right now.
These teams are really fighting. The winner of this game goes to the finals next week in the Dome. Obviously, the place where all these teams want to be at the end of the season. Don't want their years to end early. Don't want to go away without a trophy in hand. That's just another killer penalty on Cartersville.
That will bring the Buford Wolves all the way up to the 27-yard line. And a quarterback right now is number 10. That's Taylor Mitchell. He's trying to lead his team to a state championship on this drive here. 5 minutes ticking down. Buford's trying to run some time off this clock.
5 minutes to go in the ball game, and the Buford
And another flag. Oh, jeez.
Man.
And we have a whistle.
You know what I found interesting? Both teams have so much depth at every position. This really shows a lot about head coach Jess Simpson, about how he has so much confidence in every player on this team. I mean, to have 2 or 3 quarterbacks just in one game really shows a lot about him.
And we've seen about 4 or 5 running backs, with the big ones being Dontravius Wilson, Thomas Wilson, and Joshua Thomas. But we've also seen Xavier Hoxie getting some of the short yardage carries.
That's number 26, Joshua Thomas, making a great run there on first down. They were backed up, and he also gets them all the way back towards the 25-yard line, bringing up the second and about 7 yards.
For Jefferson, things going well for Buford.
Really, Buford, just a powerhouse. Talking about the head coach, his overall record here is 95-6, an astonishing lose record. Really doing great things for this program.
We got 4:07 and counting here.
Buford rushes up to the line. Seen them do this a lot. And it's a pitch left.
To the running back, Xavier.
Number 26 again on the carry, Joshua Thomas, and he'll pick up another 4 or 5 yards.
And Buford's been able to run the ball extremely well in the second half. Just been able to wear down the Cartersville defense. They're all looking gassed out there, hands on the hips, just trying to catch their breath. And meanwhile, Buford just keeps running it right at them.
This is a time where they could use some peanuts. Speaking of peanuts, our sponsors, Peanuts for Georgia Peanuts. Peanuts for energy, for a good life.
Oh, we have a, let's see. Oh, and it's up the middle, and that'll be a first down, I believe.
That's again Joshua Thomas. All 3 runs there on that series were by Joshua Thomas, and they seem to trust him a lot. He's been their power back today in a lot of the short yard situations, and with 3:18 left in this game, Buford really doesn't need to get long runs. They just need to keep pounding it. What I'm wondering, Cameron, is why Cartersville's not taking any timeouts. They still have all 3 left in their pocket.
They have not only filled up this.
Not sure, Keller.
The other side, but I mean they are from end zone to end zone over there.
And it's another run up the middle.
Wilson's going to find some room.
And he'll find some room. That is about a 4 or 5 yard gain there. We have another shot of here. A great player for Buford in the past, Ryan Dillard. It's a shout out to his Buford boys balling out right now against Cartersville. Ryan's playing right now at USC. So shout out to you, Ryan.
Buford Wolves are 2.5.
That'll bring up 2nd and 5 for the Buford Wolves, driving again.
They move up the classification. Whole bunch of new starters.
Dontravius Wilson in at running back, and they'll hand it off to him. He powers through the line.
It'll be about 3rd and 3. 3rd and 2, something like that.
It's crazy. If they win this game, they would be in the state championship for the 11th time out of the past 13 years.
And Ben, one thing is that Buford has moved up to this 3A division from 2A the previous years, and they've won many 2A state titles in football. A lot of pride, a lot of tradition in this program. A lot of big boys, or big men, I should say. A lot of fast guys. Definitely have a lot of college talent on these teams.
Earlier in the game, I didn't really have a chance to finish talking about those advantages, but there's tons of them for Buford and other powerhouses. One of them is the open enrollment. This is one of those things that some schools take advantage of, but all schools have a chance to apply for. Buford and Calhoun really take advantage of this open enrollment, which means if you don't live in the district of the public school, then you can pay to go there.
And it's a lot cheaper too. It's only about $4,000, $5,000 a year compared to a private school, which would be a lot more. And a lot of a lot of high school kids that want to play football go to Buford. I've been up there, I've actually played golf with a kid from Buford. And it looks like Cartersville is going to take their first time out this half with 59 seconds. They just let about 30 or 40 seconds go off the clock without calling a timeout. Or excuse me, that's actually Buford calling a timeout. So I guess Cartersville is just not going to fight through the rest of this game. They had the 3 timeouts with about 3:18 to go. Didn't use a single one of them to stop the clock, try to get the ball back. Their defense is just tired, and Buford's been running the ball right through them.
Yeah, on the near sideline, you can see there's the purple uniforms kind of sagging down. They're tired, and they played hard this whole year, all season in the playoffs, had a good run, but just came up a little too short.
59 seconds left on the clock here for the Buford Wolves. Down on about the 8-yard line, or give them the 6-yard line actually. trying to put this game away, up 21-10 in this fourth quarter. They rush up to the line again. Taylor Mitchell, quarterback, handoff to 26, Josh Thomas.
So last week the Cartersville Purple Hurricanes ended the season for the undefeated Thompson, and this week the Buford 10-3 Wolves ended the season for the previously undefeated Purple Hurricanes.
Yeah, Cartersville came into this game 13-0, all the confidence in the world to come out and win this game, go on to a state championship. But once again, Buford just dominating this Purple Hurricane team. They've played hard, and we have to give them credit. But the Buford Wolves are just going to come out on top tonight. And just like the way that Buford dominated in 2A, they're now dominating in 3A. They're just going to go into the victory formation with 33 seconds left.
Definitely Keller Buford showing that they moving up from 2A to 3A as they've won multiple championships in 2A. And now moving up to 3A, showing that they're no joke. Moving into the state championship. What do you think about that, Ben?
Absolutely. I mean, this was a huge turnaround for Coach Barton. Last year had a 5-5 record. This year, his team was ranked number 1 in Division 5. Division 3, 5A.
And the clock will now run out as the teams get out on the field. And, it's been a great game for both teams. Our final score, 21, Buford Wolves and Cartersville with 10 points. And it's been a great time here. I'm with Keller Austin. You got anything last words to say?
Well, it was just a hard-played game by both the Buford Wolves and the Cartersville Purple Hurricanes. I have to give them both credit. And the Buford Wolves will be in the state in the state finals next week in the Georgia Dome. Be sure to check that out on Play On Sports. Cameron Seward, Ben Forty, Chase Wilson, and David Mitchell. I'm Keller Austin signing off. Thanks for watching.